What's up guys, Thyultimategamer here again, here to make another video. This time I'll be reviewing Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, available for PC, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and the Wii U. Now, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is developed by Ubisoft Montreal and published by Ubisoft. And if you guys really enjoy these reviews, let me know how well I've done in the comment section down below. I really love some input from you guys. And without further ado, let's get on to my review for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Now, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is a historical fiction action open world game, stealth game developed by Ubisoft Montreal. It is the sixth major installment in the Assassin's Creed series, prior a sequel to Assassin's Creed 3. Now, the story is set in the early 18th century Caribbean during the golden age of piracy and follows notorious pirate assassin Edward Kenway, who is the grandfather of the Assassin's Creed 3 protagonist, Connor. Now, unlike the previous games, gameplay elements focus more on ship-based exploration in the open world map, while it's also retaining its third-person land-based exploration, melee combat, and stealth system. Multiplayer returns a bit with only land-based modes and settings. Now, I am a huge Assassin's Creed fan. I've played all of the main titles in the Assassin's Creed entry and found all of them extremely enjoyable. And I personally believe Black Flag might just be my favorite Assassin's Creed game next to Brotherhood. Now let's talk about Edward Kenway. He is a new assassin, and Ubisoft wanted to go to a different approach. While I will not go into the story for the sake of spoilers, Edward is extremely likable, yet he's also different from the previous assassins. Unlike previous assassins, he does not initially have a strong moral code or sense of justice, but those values are truly hidden and yet to be discovered and realized. The game's story develops his character to make him more sympathetic. The story highlights his growth as he adjusts to his surroundings and relationships with others. I finished Assassin's Creed 4 feeling that Edward had grown throughout the entire story and became a strong, responsible assassin by the time the credits start rolling in. I think I will speak for quite a few that Assassin's Creed fans when I say that Assassin's Creed 3 was missing a strong character. Connor was a rehash of Ezio, except his story that brought him into the Assassins was not as tragic as Ezio's. He was also less tough and more aggressive. Edward is a strong assassin who shows a fresh, new kind of growth instead of recycled, revenge-driven development. Now, every time when I finish the story of Assassin's Creed game, I feel like there is nothing else to do around the maps other than kill or loot guards and take assassin contracts. But with this huge map of the Caribbean, containing about 3 to 5 cities and dozens of islands, you can finish the story and do much more afterwards of completion. You can use your ship to take over naval forts and complete naval contracts, travel between cities to complete new Assassin's Bureau missions, hunt all sorts of animals, land and sea, to easily craft materials, pillage and plunder rival ships to upgrade your ship, take on legendary ships to gain money, use the various treasure maps you have found to find plans and treasure. In fact, few story-based missions occur in Havana, giving you a city left to explore after the story is finished. Now let's talk about the modern storyline of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Now, we don't follow a single modern-day assassin in this game. We play in the first-person perspective of a speechless and nameless test subject for Abstergo, also known as the Modern Templars, who is testing their new products of virtual reality gaming powered by the Animus. Desmond Miles' memories and lineage, the subject of the previous games, have been uploaded into a cloud for all of Abstergo agents to access and market in several Animus machines. Occasionally, breaks in the historic game occur in the modern day where you are secretly led by the assassins to hack into Abstergo's computer network and bring that information to them. I am not giving any spoilers, but the modern day story ties very well with the historical story of Edward Kenway. Many references to the supernatural beings of Assassin's Creed are implied. The story itself is quite questionable and atrocious at the end. Like most Assassin's Creed stories, each game plays as a snippet of the story of the ongoing modern war of the Assassins and the Templars. The end of each game's modern story is left to ambition with no definite conclusion. Now let's talk about the improved gameplay of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I will elaborate some new elements of the game in bullets. There's a feature called Whistle, which means when you're hiding in areas to use stealth tactics, you can now whistle to attract the attention of a guard, which is extremely helpful in speeding up the game. Instead of waiting for someone to walk in his cycle that the game programs him to do, you can lure him right into you if you're close enough. If not, then hide in a closer spot. Faster reload. The reload took forever in Assassin's Creed 3. I was lucky enough to shoot a gun twice in a fight. The reloading mechanics is much faster and gives guns and weaponry more use against your enemies. 4 single shot guns can now be carried once you have finished crafting all the holisters, allowing for a quick succession of the shots. Now, the new Eagle Vision in the game also allows you to see enemies' targets throughout the walls. You must activate Eagle Vision when you can see your enemy in sight. Eagle Vision will, and I quote, tag that enemy in sight so you can see him through all solid objectives if you or the enemy moves. 10 targets or enemies can be tagged at a single time. This is especially helpful when you are tailing someone in a mission or when you need to know where your enemies are looking. The only drawback is that you cannot use Eagle Vision when running anymore. The lock-on feature that was in all the previous Assassin's Creed games have been removed. I found this to be a huge improvement because this allowed combat to flow easily instead of having to stay on lock-on. It also avoids confusion when trying to target a Templar. I revisited Assassin's Creed 2 to play with the lock-on feature once more and find myself running into confusion camera angles. The removal of lock-on helps avoid confusion camera angles, improves awareness of the surroundings, and makes fighting easier to control. The lock-on has been replaced by an aim feature, like most first-person shooter games have, for your pistols and your blowpipe. Now, crafting can now be accessed in the start menu. You can craft objects from the various hides you have hunted to produce useful objects, such as armor and ammunition pouches. I found this to be easier and more convenient, since you can essentially craft whenever you want instead of having to run a specific store. You can now plunder ships and warehouses. What else does a pirate do besides plundering? On sea, you can use your armed ship to provoke attack on any ships of your choice. You can destroy the ship defenses and steal all of its goods, or sink it and steal half of its goods. Each ship has its own materials that you can use to improve your own with the cost. Metals can be used to add more cannons. Wood can be used to improve more hull, which is your armor. On land, you can infiltrate restricted, well-guarded areas. Find the keymaster, loot the key from him, and reach the warehouse to steal its goods. But do not get caught, or else the guards will move its good ways for a certain amount of time. Now, the improved weapon select. Instead of having to hold a button and scroll through your weapons to choose one, you only have to tap the D-pad for PlayStation 3 to access weapons. If you press the left D-pad once, you get a gun. Press it twice, you get smoke bombs. A cross is displayed on the side of your screen to remind you what to tap with to get a specific weapon. This feature increases the pace of the game and allows you to choose your weapons more quickly. The combat weapons, such as swords, bare hands, and hidden blades, are still separate from projectiles. Up and down arrows switch between combat. Left and right arrows switch between projectiles. Now let's talk about deep sea diving. That's right. New to Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, you can now dive deep in the ocean to collect treasure hidden in the ocean floor. You are unarmed while scavenging throughout the ocean, leaving you vulnerable. Some deep sea missions lead to hidden caverns with camps set up by other pirates. Other enemies include vicious eels, sharks, and that can lash out to you in the ocean. Overall, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is a huge improvement version of Assassin's Creed 3. Ubisoft has mastered the elements it created in Assassin's Creed 3 and made them easier and more fun for the user. I didn't particularly enjoy the new naval contract missions in Assassin's Creed 3, but with Assassin's Creed 4, Ubisoft nailed it in the head of the option of sinking and plundering, which I found it more engaging and exciting. In this game, to add to the experience and make it more enjoyable, Ubisoft also added more to Assassin's Creed to make Assassin's Creed 4 a standalone game that is significantly different compared to the previous titles. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is recommended for fans of the previous installments and a good new good gameplay and more elements for a better gaming experience. Now that is my review for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to leave comment section down below and to subscribe for more, because when you do, it really helps me out a lot, and I hope I enjoyed doing these reviews for you guys. So I'm Thyultimategamer. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be on the lookout for another video coming soon right here on my YouTube channel. Get the fuck on, my friends, and thanks for watching.